Okay, so welcome back. The show still continues live on Hstv. We're moving away from the world of sport and moving to Infocus. And earlier in my intro, I was talking about the establishment of foundations and NGOs right here in Ghana, the impact they are having in the lives of the less privileged. So right here in the studios with me, I have the CEO for Capture the Moment Foundation and also the secretary for the foundation. I have Derek Owusu and Benedicta Owusu. Today we are discussing the role of NGOs in nation building. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning.
How are you all doing?
Yeah, fine by God's grace.
Beautiful. I'm super excited about the conversation we're having, and also when we get to see the youth or younger people trying to stretch a helping hand to help the less privileged and people who need these opportunities. But before we move into that big conversation, let's talk about the movement, or let me say the foundation you established. How did it all come about?
Okay, thank you once again. Capture the Moment Foundation was, let me say, deduced from Capture the Moment Media. Yeah, Capture the Moment Media is more into graphic designing, photography, drone piloting, videography, all media works. Yeah, so there was a day where I went to 37. Yeah, so on my way, it was raining severely. So I was like, wow, everybody's running home. Then I realized those on the streets, they had nowhere to go. Because what I heard was Maminian Temko Free, but they were trying to find ways and means to get a place. Then I realized the disabilities, those with the disabilities, I realized they are also, they were wet. They were wet. After I left there, I got sad. I was like, wow, that's what they are all going through. And Ghana is such a way that we think those people had no privilege, or those people are useless or lazy. But let me tell you one thing. One thing is, you see, even if you are educated, yes, still you go to school, you be a graduate, but yes, you are unemployed.
A second, let's get this thing done right. So, to remind you, we're streaming live on our social media platforms. That's Hstv Live at GH on YouTube. It's very important you share the links with your friends, your family, and loved ones, and tell them we're having a great conversation. So, we're still talking to a group of people, young people who've come together to ensure that they are touching the lives of the less privileged right here in Ghana. I'm talking about Capture the Moment Foundation. They are in the studios with us, and yes, I know there are a lot of plans. And talking about nation building is very important. We have the youth lately who are struggling. Let's talk about the less privileged, the people who find themselves on the street without the support. And this NGO is right here to help these people to ensure that they are training, or let me say, they are turning their lives around to make a living, a solid one right here in Ghana. So let's move back to Derek and have the conversation. So you went back home, you got sad seeing these people not having help, right?
Yeah. They are lazy, but even if we have this youth, they are graduates, but yesterday they are unemployed. Why do you think so? Although they had a privilege, but yesterday they are unemployed. Why do you think so? Look, one thing I've realized is life is about what? It's about nature.
Nature, exactly.
It's about nature. So we shouldn't look down on those people. We think, oh, after all, they're useless, they are this, they are that. But so far as you eat, they also have to eat.
Yeah.
So far as you do this, so when I came, I called my team, Edwina, colleague, Michael was a whole lot of people at the, like, there are a whole lot. So when I called them with my secretary, so when I called them, I was like, okay, so I think we should build up a foundation. Then they were like, oh yeah, wow. One thing I really appreciate about my team is they are so hardworking to the extent that, and they accord me with the necessary respect. Yeah, that's the greatest thing I really appreciate about them. And they are so hardworking. Yeah, we have this guy, Boyaru Adepa. When we bought this foundation, she has been a great contributor too. So moving on, let me say, we sat down, gave duties. My secretary is here, and the manager, the assistant manager. Then I was like, okay, then we should get something done. So first, I had some money from the Capture the Moment Media.
Yeah.
Then I said, okay, then why don't I start with the t-shirt. Then after, so a week after we had a meeting, then we said, okay, then we should launch it officially. Yeah, so I went to Radio Universe. Yeah, thanks Wahab Abdul. Yeah, he really did well. He called me on Radio Universe, that's Legon Radio, and we discussed about the launching and everything. So after the discussion, we said, okay, then we'll bring out the flyer. We called upon the SRC president for City Campus, that's Mr. Aposiga Abraham. Yeah, we also called Ivadia Studio, CEO for Ivadia Studio, and we also called the James Stock Nelson Yanka Hall president, Mr. Hussein Mohammed. And actually, the meeting, I never expected that it was great.
Yeah.
Like the comment coming out really triggered me to do more. Yeah.
All right. Let me move to Benedicta, right? Yeah. What inspired you to? I know you've heard all the story. You all are trying your best to change the living of some people right here in Ghana. What inspired you to join the movement?
Okay, it was also my dream to also do that, like when I grew up or something. Yes. And then I was there when he brought the idea that he's creating a foundation to help the underprivileged. And I was like, okay, then if that's my dream, why don't I join and also support him?
Support them.
Yeah.
That's great. So that's what inspired you to stretch a helping hand to make this happen.
Yes.
But let me come back to you, Derek. You're a student in the University of Ghana now, and with the foundation, I know you're in level 100.
Yes,
you are in 300, and other people different level. Is this something that is going to stay, something that's going to be on campus forever, or you're dealing outside and inside as well?
Okay, so we are hoping to get a studio here, and the studio will comprise of the foundation and the media. Yeah, so after maybe hopefully this year we'll get a big studio both on campus and outside campus. So, and one thing is, it's not about Legon.
Okay.
It's about all campuses.
Okay.
Now we have campus reps headed by Mr. Francis Oche from University and Assistant Philip Alex. Yeah. So we have campus reps from various, that's UEW, UCC, UHAS. We have K University as well and Legon. So MC Legon is the big
branch. So you've been able to spread out your wings across the other tertiaries. And now let's talk about the vision and plans of Capture the Moment Foundation. What is the program outlined? What are you looking out to do?
Okay, thank you once again. So when we talk about the aim is empowering and uplifting underprivileged individuals by offering resources and opportunities for their personal and professional development. And one thing is our ways of generating funds. I would like to enlighten.
Okay.
So we seek support from individuals and organizations willing to contribute to resources such as clothing, food, monetary donations, and more by broadcasting through our social media handles. Yeah, so when we see this, we actually, when you watch or you actually look to our motto, you realize it's what bringing hope to the needy through media support. Yeah, so I would like my secretary knows more about that, so she will come in.
Can you please enlighten us as well?
Okay, so bringing hope to the needy through media support, and this motto focuses on reflects on our focus of using social media to generate resources to help the underprivileged people in the society. And as you said, the Capture the Moment media will also be there to partnership with us through the media support. Yes.
That's great. But I just want us to, still on you, I want us to touch on the challenge that comes with this whole thing. It's something really alarming. I know when you do this thing with a private, or let me say, is not a governmental something. It's something you guys are establishing. Let's just touch on the challenges you're facing as of now.
As of now, we just began, so we've not faced like challenges really. But then we know that maybe as time goes on, people will maybe take advantage of the foundation. So before we give, like we help the other people, or the underprivileged people. We will have a vivid research before we help them. Yeah.
That's amazing. All right, so viewers, we're still talking to Capture the Moment Foundation, a foundation that's been established by younger generation who are doing so well to help the less privileged, and I think they have all their social media platforms active. It's very necessary you move in there, like the page, share it with your friends, and tell them to also help these people in order to help the needy out there. Listen to the story, it's quite interesting and also encouraging, because we all believe that we can change the narrative when it comes to the less privileged right here in Ghana. So she's been able to enlighten us on our, you were even talking about financing, because it's very difficult. Sometimes you send, let me say, letters out there for people to help you do all these things, and sometimes you don't even get response to that. Talking about your first project, how are you going to pull these finances? What's the plan?
Okay, so actually we are preparing a letter for Honorable Hassan Lydia, and that's the MP for our Ayawaso Wagon, and let me say the upcoming, or let me say Mr. John DeMello. Yeah, we actually seeking support from him since, and the MP, since they are our MP on campus. I think they would really help us. Yeah.
To make the dream a reality.
Yes,
now,
please.
you know, with the big topic we put out there, says the role of NGOs in nation building. We've seen a lot of foundations to grow up every time we go on social media. We see a lot of pages who are doing these things. What would you say Capture the Moment is doing differently, or how you're going to stand out as compared to the others we know?
Okay, thank you once again. Capture the Moment Media has various unique features. Okay, first let me just start with the first one. Okay, let me just start with the first one. That's Winning Soul for Christ.
Wow.
Yeah, we have Winning Soul for Christ, and the other one, Winning Soul for the Muslims. So what we do is, after we go for donation, we would ask them, have they accepted Christ? If not, we will just pray with them, get any denomination, then they join. Or with our team members, we have various people, like from various denominations. We have Muslims, we have Christians, and etc. So I think with the Muslim aspect, we have Wahab Abdul, we have Rahina too, student of City Campus. So I think they can handle that aspect, so that we know those people have this kind of faith in that you get it. And the second one is called How to Fish.
How to fish.
Teaching the street how to fish. So one thing about foundation is, what we know is, most of the times we just feed them with money, we feed them with clothes, but you have to direct them to the right path. So what we will do is just call them, maybe organize workshop for them. So for the females, breeding, both males, some occasional thing be breeding. Then we will just encourage the media to promote them, that when they see those people, they are experts, so they should try and patronize them. And the what's the name, the men too, we would teach them shoemaking, and one thing I want to tell the viewers, look, what I've noticed is, when people with disabilities sell something, we don't like to purchase, and it's really bad. How will you feel if you were to be in their shoes? Really bad. So one thing is, it's all about life. Let's just we should be encouraged to even buy something from them, because we have people who are into frauding and stuff, but they have been able to gather something to purchase that and sell, and you think the person is just wasting the time. No, imagine the person going through, like, what's the name, or getting another alternative, maybe armed robbery or something. It's going to affect the community. So I urge the viewers and everyone that please, when we see such people, we should try and patronize them.
Whatever they are selling.
Yes, please.
That's very true. You move on the streets and you see these disabled people trying to make ends meet. But unfortunately, people do not patronize that. I'm going to put Benedicta on the spot now. I know sometimes it's quite difficult, working in a group. What would you say has been able to sustain the foundation? I know your leader here might be sometimes troublesome, trying to get things right. He might go hard on you people. How are you able to pull through as a general secretary for the group?
Okay, the executives as well are also very tolerable. They help when we need their help also. So it makes it quite easy for me to do the work. Yes. And then in times of need, they'll be there. Maybe I won't be available at that particular time. Maybe during meetings or something comes up, I won't be there. But then you will get somebody to do your job for you. Yes.
That's right. So there's like more like checks and balance,
yes,
and everything is appropriate. Now, let me move back to you, Derek. And you've given us a fair idea about what the foundation stands for, what's your motto, your aims, and everything. Let's talk about the project. What's in the pipeline now? What are we to expect from you, Con?
Okay, so we'll be starting our first donation. That's on the 25th of May.
Okay.
Yeah, this coming May. Yeah, it's not going to be something huge, but it's huge. It's a proverb. Yeah. So let's hope for the best. We are actually calling the K University students, all campus reps, to come on board. Then we go and donate. And I think the first donation, we would like to call upon John DeMello or lecturers or anybody to join us, so we make ends meet. So please and please, yeah, that's what is on board.
Yeah, that's great. So you need the support from the general public and people who want to join force with you. Do you have any maybe socials, your contact, if somebody wants to donate and help?
Okay, so please, I think my secretary
will do that. All right, sure.
Okay, so on TikTok, capture the moment, and then on YouTube at capture the moment 6860, and on Instagram at ctm.foundation.
ctm.foundation.
Yes,
Okay. Lastly, before we move, we can do away you students. We can do away with the education sector now. As at yesterday, we had Minister of Education, Mr. Duchum, coming and saying that it looks like right in Ghana, our education has been politicized, especially talking about the free senior high school and university. We've all seen demonstration that's been going on here and there. What do you think about education sector right in Ghana?
Oh, okay. So let me say something. We have, let me say, we've made the educational sector more or less like a political sector, but it shouldn't be so. Yeah, one thing I told my secretary is this foundation shouldn't be a political something. That's why when I was saying, I called John DeMello from NDC and Honorable Hassan from NPP. Unity is something we should all seek for. Yeah, so I think what you are saying, yeah, it's really true. That's how I see it.
It shouldn't be politicized.
Yeah.
What about you too? You share the same view. Okay,
yes,
so I think we've had a great time and a great conversation, and keep doing what you're doing. I know sometimes the struggle and the challenges are going to come, but we finding ourselves as youth, it's easier. This is the time, the energy is there. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't be discouraged. I know along the line it's going to be very tough, but you coming out is the most important thing. Thank you so much for having me on the show today. All right. So I don't know if you have any last words, anything you'd like to say.
So I would say let's all patronize this because it's going to be massive. It's going to be great, and we'll be recruiting more members from the into the foundation. Yeah, and I'm praying that 5 years to come, all media would also benefit from this foundation in terms of maybe some discounts for them and stuff. And I would say a big shout out to my mom, Esther Ofosia. A big shout out to my mom, Mrs. Margaret Edudanka Rosemont, upon my uncle Enes Brobe. Yeah, I mean shout out to the Brobe family, Odogu, Adepa, Kwenu, like Irama.
Can go on and on and on and on.
Like
A lot of them.
A lot of them.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
All right, sure. So viewers, this is where we wrap it up on the Infocus segment with Capture the Moment Foundation. They are here to change and touch life. Now we're moving on to the next phase. We've been talking about Dumso currently, and we've had a lot coming in from the Energy Ministry and trusting and telling us that this issue can be resolved. I went to my phone and I saw Yvonne Nelson already coming out trying to put up another vigil sometime back in Mohammed's administration. Same thing happened, and we've seen other political leaders, we've seen well-known people, I'm talking about celebrities right here in Ghana, also complaining about this whole thing. So in the next segment, we're going to activate the phone lines for you to call in the challenges, or let me say, the problems you're facing currently when it comes to Dumso right here in Ghana. So let's go for 10. When we come back, we delve into that conversation.
Today I slept outside of my house. I slept on 3 chairs. And I slept on 3 chairs. Because you can't sleep. You are living in a nation that has leadership. We voted for leaders. We're giving them free food, free water, free electricity, free plane, free fuel, free everything. And giving them salary. And we are asking them, fix our mess. Leaders. Fix our mess. Leaders. And they are here blaming other people. Somebody didn't have the internet and they have become a founder of agriculture, founder of engineering, ambience. They have become something. We are here, hallelujah, receiving communion every Sunday. Hail Mother Mary of God, our Father who art in heaven. I believe in Jesus, Son of the living God. Recitations, and we have nothing to show for. Ghana, you are crippled. You are blind. Your leaders are blind and dumb dogs who cannot speak and who does not perform. Not for you are 67 years and you are struggling with common electricity. Electricity is common. It's a common amenity. What is happening is not lack of supply. It's money issue. And when it's money issue, it's mismanagement. Now this electricity thing is revealing how flawed our leadership is. Flawed leadership. I don't care about your parties. I don't care about who is in power. I went to one of the embassies recently and my